In our previous video, we have been looking at history of government, and we have looked at two philosophers who have contributed very much in our governance of today. We have looked at Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and we have been able to look at another philosopher by the name Thomas Hobbes, and we have seen how their theories have made a great contribution into our daily government. Today we want us to look at another person by the name John Locke. John Locke was also an English philosopher like we said about Thomas Hobbes, who lived between the year 1632 to 1704. And he has also written a theory that has contributed very much in our day-to-day governance. I'm going to summarize John Locke's theory into 5 different points. And our first point will be state of nature and natural rights. Our second point will be social contract and consent. Our third point will be limited government and separation of powers. Our fourth point will be right to revolution. And our fifth point will be right to private property. Locke defined state of nature as the period which hypothetically societies existed without any political authority. And in this state of nature, Locke believed that human beings had their rights, and these rights he called them natural rights. And Locke said that these natural rights were 3. Societies had right to live, they had right to liberty, and they had right to property. And Locke believed that these rights were not granted by the government, but they inherently existed in the society, and even when we did not have any political authority. On social contract and consent, Locke believed that this is the period when people decided to come together and form a social contract where they are going to willingly surrender some of their rights to the government in order for the government to protect their natural rights. Unlimited government and separation of power. Locke believed in a government that has been restricted by the rule of law. Locke believed that government should only exist so that they may protect the rights of individuals, and that should be the core mandate of the government. He also believed that government should be divided into distinct branches such as judiciary, legislation, and executive for better operation of government. On Locke's idea on right to revolution, Locke believed that if the government supersedes its mandate and starts operating outside the core mandates and the restrictions that it has been given, then the government or the society that has put it into power has that mandate to come to overthrow the government and put another government that is more responsive to its needs. On the right to private property, Locke believed that any property or any resource that an individual has put labor to it, that labor gives him legitimacy of calling it private property. So Locke believed in ownership of private property, whereby the resources have been added value by individuals by putting their labor on it. That is, if we have a garden somewhere and a person has plowed it, that garden has been added value by that person, and that person gains legitimacy of calling it his own private garden.